Is that morning scoop in your smoothie really making you younger, or is it just expensive dust passing right through you? We often think we are feeding our bodies the right way, but there is a very specific switch inside of us. Most people over 60 completely fail to flip this switch. Today, we are going to fix that. We often feel like our bodies are working against us. We slow down even when we try our best. We eat healthy foods, we go for walks, and we try to stay active. Yet, our strength seems to fade anyway. The reason for this is not necessarily that you are not doing enough. It is that what worked for us when we were 30 does not work when we are 60 or 70. The machinery inside us that turns food into muscle develops a kind of resistance as we get older. This is the process that keeps us strong enough to garden, to play, and to live on our own. We cannot just whisper to our bodies anymore, we have to shout. Today, we are not just talking about regular protein. We are going to break down the specific tools you need to use to overcome that resistance caused by age. We are going to look at why your morning routine might be missing the most important key for muscle growth. We will explore why some health foods are pretending to be helpers when they are actually getting in your way. And you need to stay with me until the very end. Our final point, game-changing revelation number 1, is going to challenge everything you have been told about a certain hormone. We will see how using it at the right moment is the secret weapon against getting frail. It is the difference between just surviving and truly thriving. If you are ready to get your strength back, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. Join our community of active, vibrant seniors who are rewriting the rules of aging. Just a quick and important reminder before we start. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone has a unique health situation. Please talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before making any big changes to your diet, exercise, or health routine. This is especially important if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let us use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. Let us take apart the myths and build a plan that actually works for our bodies. We are ranking these from basic habits up to the most powerful triggers. Foundational insight number 5, the battery fluid protocol. We often focus too much on what we eat, but we rarely think about the liquid that our cells float in. Have you ever tried to start a car that has plenty of gas but a rusty battery connection? It sputters. It fails. The energy is there, but the spark cannot travel. For many of us over 60, our thirst mechanism starts to fade. This is the signal telling us to drink. We literally do not feel thirsty even when we are dehydrated. Now, you might think you will just drink more water. But, and this is a very important difference, water alone is not enough. When we drink plain water, especially if we are eating clean, whole foods and not eating processed junk, we can actually wash out vital minerals. This creates a situation where we are full of water, but our cells are actually dry. Therefore, we need to look at electrolytes. Think of electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium as the electrical wiring of your house. You can have all the appliances or muscles that you want. But if the wiring is bad, nothing turns on. Sodium, in particular, has been given a bad name for years. However, leading experts in hydration science are now saying that for active seniors, specifically those avoiding processed foods, sodium is essential. It is needed for nerve signals and muscle movements. It helps control your appetite, keeps your energy steady, and provides the spark your muscles need to work. This is why starting your day not just with water, but with a balance of electrolytes is so important. It is the primer coat before we apply the paint. It prepares your system to actually absorb and use the nutrition we are about to discuss. If you are fasting or just waking up, sipping on a high-quality electrolyte mix can give you a boost. It feels almost like a soda, but without the sugar crash. It effectively bridges the gap until your first meal while keeping your insulin low. Critical strategy number 4, the protein source hierarchy. Now that our system is ready, we have to talk about the fuel itself. Walk down any health food aisle and you will see so many options. Soy, pea, casein, whey. People who like plant-based options will tell you soy is just as good. People who like casein will tell you it is great for a slow release. But when we look at the real data regarding muscle building in older adults, there is a clear winner. To really understand this, let us use an analogy. Imagine your muscle building process is a construction site. You can deliver lumber, which represents amino acids, to the site in two ways. You can use a slow horse-drawn carriage or a high-speed convoy of trucks. Soy and casein are like that horse-drawn carriage. They deliver the materials, yes, eventually, they get there. Therefore, for a younger person with a highly sensitive body, that might be fine. However, for us, remember that resistance our muscles have. We need the high-speed convoy. We need a fast and powerful delivery to wake the workers up. Scientific studies published in major journals, specifically the Journal of Applied Physiology, have compared these proteins head-to-head. They measured not just what was eaten, but what actually got into the blood and caused a response. The results were very clear. At rest, whey protein increased muscle building nearly 93% more than casein. After exercise, that number jumped to over 120%. Why is this? It is about availability and speed. Whey hits the system fast and hard. This is exactly the strong signal an aging body needs to start the rebuilding process. Soy and casein simply do not have the same punch per gram when it comes to the essential amino acids for our age group. Even if soy is considered a complete protein, the speed of absorption and the usefulness of the critical amino acids just do not match up to whey. If you are fighting to keep muscle, you want the most powerful tool in the shed, you do not want the one that is just okay. Nuanced secret number 3. The purity dilemma, concentrate versus isolate. So, we know whey is the better vehicle, but now you are standing in the store. You see whey concentrate and whey isolate. Is the extra money for isolate worth it? Or is concentrate fine? This is where the details matter. Whey isolate is processed further to remove almost all the fat and lactose. It is the purest form of protein delivery, but whey concentrate is slightly less pure. This means it has a little more fat and lactose. However, it contains beneficial milk solids and things that can support the immune system. It offers a wider range of nutrients that naturally occur in milk. Think of isolate like a shot of espresso. It is pure, strong, and acts fast. Think of concentrate like a latte. It still has the caffeine, but it is heavier, richer, and moves a bit slower through the system. Therefore, the secret lies in how you use them. If you have issues with lactose or digestion, which becomes more common as we age, isolate is your best friend. It is cleaner and causes less bloating. It gives you that rapid spike we discussed in strategy number 4 without the digestive trouble. However, if your stomach is made of steel and you want a more full-spectrum profile, concentrate is a good option that costs less. For many of us, the cleaner spike of the isolate allows us to control our nutrition better. It removes the variables. You get the protein without the extra fluff. My suggestion is simple. If you are looking for that pure muscle-building effect to really fight the aging process, lean toward isolate. It is a surgical tool for a specific job. You could even rotate them. Use isolate when you need a fast supply of amino acids. Use concentrate when you want a more sustained effect like a meal. Now, when it comes to increasing protein intake, it is especially important for us to do it carefully. If this involves a big shift in your diet, please remember to listen to your body. Kidneys that are healthy handle protein well. But if you have any pre-existing kidney concerns, this is a conversation for your doctor. Vital key number 2, the construction crew. Essential amino acids, we are moving up the list of importance. We have our hydration, we have our protein source. Now, we need to talk about EAAs, or the essential amino acids. You might have heard of EAAs or branched-chain amino acids. You can largely forget about those supplements. They are incomplete. EAAs, however, are a different story. These are the 9 amino acids our bodies cannot make. We must get them from food. The challenge we face is that as we age, our appetite often decreases. We might not feel like eating a giant steak or 3 eggs, but our need for these amino acids actually goes up to prevent muscle loss. Imagine you have a pile of lumber, which is the protein, but you have no workers to nail it together. The lumber just sits there and rots. EAAs are the workers. They are the spark that turns the raw material into structure. A fascinating study published in Clinical Nutrition looked at people who were not eating enough calories. Usually, this is bad for muscle. The body eats its own muscle for fuel. Therefore, the results were very revealing. The subjects who took EAAs saw a massive difference. Their rate of muscle breakdown dropped significantly. Their muscle building remained high. Their muscle turnover changed in a way where they kept more muscle despite not eating enough food. For seniors, this is huge. It means that even if your appetite is low or if you are trying to lose a little body fat, sipping on EAAs can act as a muscle shield. It creates a protective environment. It tells your body to burn the fat but leave the muscle alone. This is incredibly practical. You can sip these during a walk, or you can have them alongside a smaller meal to make it stronger. It boosts the protein quality of whatever you are eating. It ensures that your body gets the full signal to rebuild, even if the meal itself was small. They are inexpensive and easy to carry. They do not add calories. This makes them one of the most efficient tools you can use. Game-changing revelation number 1: the Leucine Trigger and the insulin paradox. And now we arrive at the most critical element of senior health. This is often misunderstood. This is the ignition key I mentioned at the start. We have spent years being told to fear insulin. We are told to keep it low, to avoid spikes, and to watch our sugar. And generally, for metabolic health, this is true. But, and this is the biggest exception of the video, insulin is a functional hormone. It is a delivery truck. It drives nutrients into the cells. If you have the protein, which is the lumber, and the EAAs, which are the workers, but the gates to the construction site are locked, nothing happens. You need a key to open the gate. That key is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the main trigger for a pathway called mTOR. You do not need to remember the name. Just know that mTOR is the master switch for muscle growth. When leucine levels in the blood rise high enough, it flips the switch. It tells the body that we have enough resources, so start building. Here is where things get tricky. The older we get, the stickier that switch becomes. A 20-year-old only needs a little bit of protein to flip it. A 60-year-old needs a massive dose of leucine to force that switch open. This is what we call anabolic resistance. This is where whey protein is the winner. It is incredibly high in leucine. And here is the revelation: it causes a specific and beneficial spike in insulin alongside the leucine. Therefore, instead of fearing this spike, we use it. When you take a high-quality whey protein or high leucine food, you are creating a temporary and powerful environment. In this environment, insulin opens the cell doors and leucine rushes in to turn on the machinery. This is extremely important after any kind of movement or exercise. We are not talking about chronically high insulin from eating donuts all day. We are talking about a strategic and tactical spike. It is using your body's biology to force a recovery response that would not happen otherwise. Some experts who focus only on animal-based diets might avoid whey because of this insulin effect. But if your goal is preserving muscle and growing as a senior, you might actually need that insulin spike to get the job done. So, if you are stuck and not seeing results or feeling frail, it might not be that you lack protein. It might be that you lack the leucine amount to actually turn the machine on. Prioritizing sources rich in leucine like whey or even using extra leucine acts as the ultimate signal. It keeps us strong, resilient, and capable for years to come, and there you have it. Our game-changing revelation number 1. It might seem strange to embrace an insulin spike, but as we have explored, when it is driven by leucine for the purpose of muscle repair, it is the secret weapon against aging. So, we have covered a lot of ground today. We started with foundational insight number 5, ensuring our batteries are charged with electrolytes. We moved to critical strategy number 4, choosing the high-speed convoy of whey over the slow horse and buggy of soy. We discussed the details of secret number 3, rotating isolate and concentrate. We looked at vital key number 2, using EAAs as a shield against muscle loss. And finally, we unlocked the machinery with the Leucine Trigger. Each one of these is a step to a more vibrant and healthier you. It is not about doing all of them perfectly tomorrow. It is about picking one tool and using it. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Are you going to try the battery fluid protocol? Or is the Leucine Trigger the new tool in your kit? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. If you found this journey through these health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic group of healthy seniors. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.